Buckle up. It's the shunk. Schmuck. Are you ready?
What?
Cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Are you ready to get started?
I am.
Loosey-goosey.
Music?
Intro, yeah.
Howdy ho, you handsome hunk. Grab a snack and gain some chunk. If your day is great or really sunk, we hope to help you shake the funk. So if you're good to hear some junk, buckle up. It's the Junk Monk Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Junk Monk Podcast. I'm your host, Kandyce Sloan, who you know from Instagram at Hardens and Hardhats.
And I'm Noah, your co-host, you know from at Noel Hernandez.
If this is your first time listening, let us fill you in. We are watching and reviewing every episode of the USA hit TV show Monk right here each week.
And we're going to do so eating a little bit of junk. So Kandyce and I got our little... Is Moon Pies retro?
Yes, they are.
Oh. We have our retro snacks here today. Yeah. We also have retro snacks for next week, too.
We do.
I'm so excited.
Actually, I'm not sure. Well, that might be... We might do a little something different. I have a little bit of surprise. A little bit. So maybe...
Whoa.
But we did pick our best snacks, though, that we got from the old-fashioned candy shop. So I have a Zagnut, which I've never tried. It is a crunchy peanut butter with toasted coconut. So I guess there's toasted coconut around it. I'm not sure. We'll see during junk time.
It sounds so chocolate bar.
Really? To me, it sounds like a Chica stick.
I do not know what that is.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to eat Chica sticks all the time when I was a kid. So they were at the store. I should have showed them to you if you've never seen them. They're like orange. They're orange sticks and they're coated with coconut. I feel like this is what this is gonna be, but I don't know. We'll see.
It just it sounds like something on Monk, like the Zagnut bar.
Oh my gosh.
Part of the murder.
It totally does.
Right?
Like Neptune bar? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Zagnut bar. It totally does.
It just sounds.
Yeah. And then you have...
I have a moon pie.
And I have tried this. And it is freaking good. I tried the chocolate one and the strawberry one. That's my favorite right there.
Yeah. Oh, and also, we're recording.
We are. Oh, yes, for everyone. We forget to do that sometimes. We're filming. Hopefully, we look okay. We have a new little setup. Might have to shift this over just a tad. Let's switch up a little
water bottle out of the way.
Little monk guy, and so that we can see. We have a new camera. I'm using my Osmo Action instead of my DSLR. So hopefully the quality is okay. Hopefully, because we're on a little tiny screen, so we can't really see ourselves. So we're like, you guys. So hopefully it works out. But if you are listening to this anywhere where you stream your podcasts, we are on YouTube also, if you want to see our beautiful faces. Also, you must know I've seen every episode of Monk. I'm a huge fan, started watching in 2007, and for the most part watched it as it aired.
I've seen season 1. Oh.
Yeah.
I was so used to saying season 1. Sorry. I've seen season 1. I have seen seasons 1 and 2, and those we've done on the show, and a few scattered here and there in different seasons.
So, Toby is actually back there doing the transitions for us, so Noah can take it easy today, because we know he works so hard on the show. Okay. So, Toby, if you're ready to start the show, take it away.
Here's what happened. Okay, this is Mr. Monk and the Lady Next Door, Season 12.
Oh my god.
Season 7, Episode 12. Sorry, we just had to do like 20 takes for that. Okay. Season 7, Episode 12. Here's what happened. In the opening scene, we see security guard patrolling late night in a museum when an assailant attacks and pushes him over the rail, killing him instantly. Next, we see Natalie and Monk headed for the police station when a broken crosswalk leaves Monk stranded. Soon after, an old lady named Marge approaches and assists Adrian in crossing the street and onto the station. When they arrive, Marge seems to have an ongoing issue with her next-door neighbor, John Keyes. And his incessant drum playing is a big annoyance, and Adrian offers to be of assistance the next time it comes up. The gang then heads to the scene of the crime that happens to be a Guinness World Record museum. And the only item missing, a robot, Togo, the world egg-eating champion. With only the lead of a jealous human egg-eater to go on, they come up empty. Meanwhile, Marge calls Adrian to help her with the noisy neighbor, and from then on, their friendship grows. Unfortunately, Monk begins to feel that their relationship is too good to be true, and he has his doubts. When all signs begin to point to John Keyes as the murderer, Monk even accuses Marge of teaming up with him and concludes they are mother and son. This theory is disproven and Monk quickly apologizes, but the damage has been done. After Marge turns Monk away, he discovers Togo the robot in John Keyes' garage. It turns out that Keyes was in cahoots with the lady next door, but without her knowing. He had been purposely playing his drums loudly and nearby his windows so that Marge would hear and see him playing each night. He was planning a jewelry store robbery and programmed Togo to play the drums during the heist to give him a solid alibi, Marge's call to the police. Luckily, Marge is able to forgive Adrian but moves away to be with her sister. Turns out his friendship was too good to be true.
All right. That was Mr. Monk and the lady next door.
Kandyce, what did you like about this episode?
Okay.
I want to open this. Kandyce has been bragging about these caramel moon pies all the time.
I have been. Oh, I never tasted a moon pie. And, we rode our scooters. It's got a little smushed.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, just eat it. No, eat it like a double decker. It's a double. If it's a double, show the camera.
It looks like 3 buns.
Yeah. His is smushed though, so it's like it's supposed to be a little bit fluffier. But our scooter chargers were in there and it smushed it. So while he's tasting that, we actually have, remember on our 100th case, we had this sent in from Keaton Jones at Shanga Psych. Okay. We have it laminated now. So it's fancy. And we have our tape. So while you're tasting that. Good? Good? Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Really good. So, and now I might have been hyping them a little too much, but I don't really like snack cakes that much. Like Debbie snack cakes. Like Hostess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those little Hostess things. They're kind of like sweet for me and they're like a little too much. I always need a little bit of water and stuff to go with them. But I tasted that and I was like, holy crap, this is so good.
It's like classy.
The other flavors weren't as good, but that one just stood out to me. But I also love caramel. So there was a little sneak peek at our junk time. Okay, we have our snowman. Hopefully I don't knock that down because it's kind of curly, but we have our snowman from Keaton Jones. So there you go. It is laminated. If you have any fan art of us, for us, of Monk, of the pod, anything, send it our way. And we'll have it laminated and put up on our little Monk guy sign. Cool?
Yes. And I also wanted to mention my t-shirt.
Oh my gosh. I forgot you were wearing that t-shirt.
I don't even think it's going to be for sale, but I just wanted to show everyone.
So, okay, you've probably seen the meme if you're in any Monk groups. Okay, this is the Bernie Sanders meme. And it was funny because I had seen the meme in Monk groups like multiple times that day because it was pretty popular. Mm-hmm. And then our dad, who makes, some of our swag, he made this shirt. He made the meme. I won't say he made it up but he thought he did.
Yeah, and multiple people did that day, and he was one of them.
Yeah, so he made it, and he photoshopped it and everything, and it looks really good, nice and clean. And then he sublimated it for us, and I was like, oh, he got that off the internet. And he was like, no, I made it up. So our dad made it up, guys. And in case you were wondering who made it up, it was our dad. We're everywhere in the Monkverse. We're putting our hands in everything. All right. So what did I like about this episode, you asked? Okay. The last few episodes I say the last few episodes. Yeah. They've been giving me like old school classic Monk vibes. I don't know if anybody sees it or if anyone agrees with me, but the beginnings are like, especially of this one, so dark and moody with them in the museum.
Yeah.
And how the guy is on the swordfish and it's very like especially like the Guinness. Have you ever been to the Madame Tussauds places? They're creepy.
I never have, and I want to go so badly. I want to go so bad. Are you kidding me? Because everyone's been. All adults have been. So it's like, no, I don't want to go there.
What? You haven't been to the Wax Museum or the Ripley's Believe It or Not?
No, because you walk down the street and you're like, oh my god, that looks sick. And everyone's like, no.
Well, you need to go. I didn't know that. That's sad. Okay.
Yeah, because we went to the Alamo and across the street. It's a Ripley's or something. I don't know.
There, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been
there. What? Okay, that's mind-blowing to me. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, to me, that's real classic dark Monk. And like where you have no clue what's going on. You see the killer, you see the crime, and you have absolutely no clue what's going on. And I've been liking it. Like we have seen the killer, I will say. I've seen the killer, but you just don't know, like, why on earth would this guy break in the museum? Let's see what happens. So I like that. Was my first like. So
okay, well, I don't have many likes nor dislikes, so it's not like there's just not a lot to say. It's not like I didn't like it or I didn't dislike it. I don't know. It was just like it felt dry, but that's I don't know. Okay, sorry. My first like is the 2 men impaled by a swordfish. I thought that was pretty cool. It was like, oh my gosh, one man. It was like pretty lame. I was like, that's weird. Why would they show that? And then he gets killed by the swordfish, and the guy looks down. He's like, huh. It was just clever.
Like, oh, it worked out. Like, yeah, and he didn't even try to kill him that way, right? We're
Yeah.
supposed to believe that, right? Okay, yeah. He did not try to do that. It just happened, yeah. So.
And then the guy at the store was like, this is like, what did he say?
I don't know. I put that in a different section. I don't know exactly what he
He's like,
said.
this is a gift from God for us. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, I do remember that guy. Okay, I put, of course, Marge walking Monk across the street. Mm-hmm. It was so sweet. And then, because what did she say? It's fun. It's more fun to be a pirate. Let's be a pirate. Oh, yeah. So they walk across the street, and he's kind of shrugged shoulders because he's nervous and doesn't know this lady. And then once they get across, he's like, huh. And then he's like, can I hold your bags for you? And like takes her bags. That was so precious. And then,
Police department?
and he's a good boy.
Oh,
he's like, oh, you're a good boy. And he's like, oh.
The cheeks.
Boy. Yes, and then, which, this is kind of mean, but it was funny. Whenever Natalie's like, oh, see, I told you would make it. You did so good.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, I had some help. So Sotomayer's like, don't tell me a little old lady helped you walk across the street. And she's like, well, she's not that little. She's right there, though. And they're like, we were joking. It was, oh my gosh, it was so good. That was a really good line. You know what I mean? Like, that was a good line by Stottlemyre.
Yep. Okay, my next like is Randy and Togo. Randy's like, what does he say? He's like, he's like, oh, where's Togo? And they're like, what did they say? I just don't remember.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's right. It's like, oh, where's Togo? And the guy's like, oh, I can't believe I didn't realize. Yeah, he's been here for years. And Randy's like, yeah, I see him every year when I come here for my birthday. And Stottlemyre's like, when you were a kid. And he's like, when you were a kid, when you came here every year when you were a kid. And Randy's he's like, say yes, Randy. And he's like, yes.
Oh no, something fell.
Oh no, was it a picture?
It was.
Oh no. Picture down.
It was too funny for the picture.
I think that's good.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, that was really good. That was another good one by Stotty, actually. Let's see. I have Gullible Monk. Okay, so he wasn't gullible though, right? Mm-hmm. Because Marge wasn't in on it. But I liked it because he was learning. Like, this one's really tough because Dr. Bell tells him, you have to trust people. You can't be skeptical of everyone. But we know that he's right. That he's always getting the raw end of the deal. He's always getting screwed over. So the fact that he was learning from what has happened to him in the past, and I know that sounds weird because it's like you do want him to trust and be able to trust, but there were facts that were pointing to that. So it wasn't like it was completely unfounded. You know what I mean? It's like, think of like The Naked Man, where he was picking things out to make him be guilty so that that would fit into his narrative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, apple core key. Obviously, he didn't make an apple core key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with Marge, it was like there were things where he had reason to believe that. And I know it was a sad moment, but I just felt like it was nice to see like his speech whenever they're in the jewelry store, and he's being really mean to Marge, and it's sad, but I just feel like I was watching it and I was thinking, this is the speech we always want him to be able to say to other people, like Hal, who take advantage of him. You know what I mean? So it was like, good for you, Monk, for standing up for yourself and being able to get those things out there, even though it was misdirected at Marge. But I did like it in a general sense. So
I agree. But I also don't.
Okay.
Stay tuned for dislikes.
Yeah. Okay.
I did like Monk and Marge as their little duo because it's like just Monk can connect with these whenever Monk does connect with these like people like I don't know the kid and just random things that he just is really like oh my gosh I like feel a connection to because they're similar and you never go Monk's a lot like an old grandma but whenever you see it you're like that's genius. Like, they are so alike. Like, they're always careful and they always clean. And it's just... And, like, he's missing that caring person in his life. And I love how they work together. Yeah. Because she lost her son and he lost his mom. And it was like, oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
That's true. I honestly didn't even make the connection between the two of them. Because, I mean, you could argue that he does have someone in his life like that in Natalie. But for one, he pays her. So you say whatever you want to about that, but they're not similar. Like you said, like they're not careful or slow or what, tidy or whatever. They're different people. So
she doesn't understand where he's coming from whenever he does his crazy things.
Yeah. And also to be fair, Marge was one of those people who was taking it out of him. That's where I thought you were going with that. When you were talking about the kid, like when he gets into these relationships, he gets his phobias and eccentricities down. And so that's what I thought you were going with it. But I love the whole mother-son relationship. And it was it was kind of like the other brother where that was like the glue that was holding that show together. It was another relationship, right? So this relationship, obviously this whole episode was about that. But I love that she takes him out of his comfort zone in a motherly type way where she just treats him like he's normal.
Yeah.
And so he is just normal. Like she's like, oh no, honey, these are mixed vegetables, so you don't mess them up. You put them together and then they taste better together. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, and she just treats him like he's normal. Like he's playing with his spaghetti. He's not playing with it. He's being OCD with it. And she's like, honey, don't play with your food. Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, instead of being like, Adrian, stop. Like, it doesn't have to be even. Stop. It doesn't have to be even. Where he's like obsessed about it being even. She's like, don't play with your food. And he's like, all right.
Yeah.
And she just treats...
Hey, wash your hands. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. And then he forgot.
Yeah, he forgot about
like,
washing his hands.
And she's like, what? What's so funny? He's like, I just never forget anything like that. Like, that's unlike me. And then also, I was thinking too, she's like right in the middle of Natalie and Sharona. Like, Natalie's almost, like, too coddling and too caring, and Sharona is way too blunt and out there, and she was just enough, like, cut it out, and here you go. Like, I was like, oh,
that's so cute.
That's a good one, right? She was right in the middle. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's your turn?
No, I said what about the mother-son relationship. No, you said it.
I said it, and then you were talking about my thing, so you go. You only have more than me, so...
let's see.
How many more do you have?
Actually, maybe...
I only have 3 more.
2.
Fine, I'll go.
You go.
Okay.
I think I might have less than you, actually.
Okay, it's fine. Monk's handmade scarf. Oh, whenever it was just put there, not when he was like talking about it. I liked when it was just there, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Marge made this for me. It's handmade." It was so
the scene
cute.
starts with it when he has it on.
Yeah,
like he has it on. Yes,
it's so cute.
It's a stakeout scarf for when they're on stakeouts. Yes, that was adorable. I love that. That was so good. I put Natalie gets the day off.
Oh yeah,
it was so sweet. At first, I didn't know if she was being jealous of Marge or if, because she was like, "Oh well, then I'll just make you breakfast," and he's like, "No, Marge already made me breakfast. You're good. You're fine." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Oh no, Natalie's getting sad or jealous or whatever," And I was trying to feel it out, and then she was like, Marge is like, "No, honey, you go ahead," and she's like, "Okay, are you sure?"
Yeah,
I'm headed at the door. I'm leaving. And then she got excited. And so she's like, okay, I'm leaving. So I was like, oh, okay, she's cool with it. She's cool with it. She wasn't jealous.
She's like, oh, yeah, what's her face is sick. What's her name?
Oh, Julie.
She's like, Julie's sick. And then she just doesn't care because Monk. She's like, oh, I have to take care of Monk. She just does not care about Julie being sick.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, okay. Julie had a cold. That's so true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, the next thing is... I totally thought Monk was being makes-a-friended.
Yeah.
Which, if no one knows what makes-a-friended is...
We use that all the time now.
I was thinking about that. Whenever I was writing this, I was like...
We use that all the
what
time.
What if no one knows what that means? Makes a Friend... Mr. Monk Makes a Friend is an episode where Monk gets duped by someone very close to him, who he met earlier in that episode. So I totally thought, oh, he met this person. She's really nice to him. And what he said made sense, where he was like... It felt very makes-a-friended, where he was putting all the dots together, and I was like... But the thing was, I was like, this doesn't make sense. Well, they're just doing the same thing.
Yeah. Why would they do that twice?
Yeah. I was like, something's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But I still completely believed it. I was so gullible. And that was so good.
I thought the same thing.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Okay, I love that they didn't end it like another episode. Okay, parallels to that episode, Makes a Friend, but parallels also to Falls in Love. And I was like, oh no, they're going to end this.
But it wasn't like bad.
Because she says about, I don't have a son again. And I was like, oh, come on. They're going to end this with her being like that to him, you know? And so I was like, so glad they didn't end it that way. Mm-hmm. And then she forgives him like a mother would at the end, because she's like, I'm sorry too. Let's just forget about it, okay? Like, okay. Like, that's what your mom would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hopefully your mom wouldn't say something like that hurtful to you, but she wasn't actually his mom. You know what I mean? So it was like, he forgave her for saying that to him. She forgave him quickly. And then it was like, I know, you just, you know. Yeah. So all those times you told your mom that you hated her, yet she still loves you. There you go. She just says, just forget about it. It's okay. Just forget about it.
That is true. My last one, and the last one for likes, is... Sorry to burp. This was a genius episode and a genius crime. I really liked this. Because it wasn't lacking on the crime, and it wasn't lacking on the action. Or not action, but it wasn't lacking on the plot, what Monk has to go through himself, and what the crime is, which are two intertwining things that usually one is way better than the other, or way worse than the other, you know. But this was, I felt like both of them were really, really good. I really liked the whole Togo thing.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I have Dr. Bell's session, where which was really sweet, but Monk says, you know, my other mother never left me notes in my lunch. She left me a note one time that said, your father's driving me crazy. And you're like, that's silly. And Dr. Bell says, your other mother? And he's like, what? And you're like, you called this woman your other mother. And he's like, oh, I did. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry. And he's like, wait, you know what? I'm not sorry. Marge is a better mother to me than my mother ever was. And I was like, dang, that's good. Dr. Bell, getting more out of him.
For real.
You said your other mother. I was like, dang. Okay. And then my last one is...
You said you had two more like 5 ago.
You look at all these little notes, though.
What the heck?
Well, when we watched it again together, and I took
one
more thing, guys. One more thing. It's not even a big thing.
Just hurry up, then.
Okay. Natalie flirt? ? At the beginning, when she was like, I like your haircut. And he's like, what do you want? And she's like, nothing. And he's like, he said, first you thought I should write a book. Now you like my haircut. What do you want? Do you want the day off? You want the day off tomorrow, don't you? And she's like, no, I don't. I don't want anything. I just thought I would give you a compliment. And he's like, yeah, sure. And she's like, you know what? Fine. I don't like your hair. And then I was like, wait.
That is not a flirt. That is not a flirt. She was just trying to be nice.
No, that's okay. But I was thinking she's totally after something. I thought the same thing.
Right, yeah.
So whenever I figured out she wasn't, I was like, so was you just flirting with him then? Again, like, oh, like your haircut.
They're so perfect.
Oh, God, don't get on this train.
I will stay on this train forever and ever. Why, hi, Conrad? Why?
Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. What did we dislike then?
We disliked it. What did we? No one who's listening is gonna get that. Okay, sorry.
I'll cut it out.
My first dislike is me going first. I want you to go first because
Okay.
I only have 3.
Okay. I put what an extremely weird egg eating storyline. This was our Stottlemyre
I did not even think
Randy
about that.
action. Was that family of
was pretty
egg
funny,
eater
though.
family? I just thought it was really weird, and I thought the family was weird. I thought the whole scene was weird. But it was the part I did like was that Stottlemyre was baiting the guy to like eat the eggs. Because he was like, what did he say? Like, you probably can't even do it or something. There's no proof or something. And the guy's like, get the eggs.
He's talking to his kid. And he's like, get the eggs.
And the kid's like, who, by the way, we thought looked like the kid from Elf. I thought. Toby thought he looked familiar, and I was like, I think he looks like the kid from Elf, but
He was built like the kid from Elf. And he was like wearing the same like jacket or something. I don't know. I get what you're saying.
yeah.
My first dislike is something I said whenever we were originally watching the show together was I like when they let us figure out the murders, which I was kind of wrong about because I was like, man, they're just going to show us what happened and then Monk's going to have to figure it out from there. But then they were like, there was way more to it.
Yeah, because the
is
Togo
good.
thing actually was a mystery.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, he obviously just killed him for that. It was that. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It was
It's
like,
like
why would he
really
even do
old
that?
school. It showed who the murderer was, and it showed him killing him, but you have absolutely like no clue why.
Yeah. And that's what the episode's about.
Yeah. And then you don't kind of sort of know who the killer is because you halfway think it's Marge. Also, you know. So
I loved Marge. Oh my gosh, sorry. Go ahead.
okay. Let's see. Oh, Monk's furniture. They moved the furniture and it looked so cramped. I thought it looked cramped. I will say it looked a lot more cozy and like not so sterile, you know? And like it was facing the fireplace, but just when you look at it, it was so cluttered. Mm-hmm. It was so cluttered. And it makes sense why they always have Monk's furniture how they normally have it. Because that was just so like tight. So it's kind of what my furniture looks like, but it's not like we have a TV and we watch TV and Monk doesn't even have a TV. Like he has one, but you know, they cart it out or whatever.
Wait, does he?
Yeah, he has a TV. They cart it out. It's on a cart. I don't know where he keeps the cart, but
I did not know that. I didn't. Whoa, everything that I've ever
known.
Like, no, everything, like, every picture of Monk in his living room is zooming through my head right now. I just don't. There's a TV there. But apparently there isn't. There's like a TV like that.
Now, there's no TV, and then they cart in a TV when he wants to watch TV. I'm trying to think of what episodes you've seen. I know there's the Blackout. There's an episode coming up where they watch TV. I'm trying to think.
The Blackout is in that house? Oh my god, he's in the same house
the whole time, yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Wait a minute.
Let's move on.
I thought he changed houses, like...
After the first season, they kind of changed the set a little bit, but they don't...
Yeah, because he has the umbrellas, and that's not in any of the other seasons, right?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
We'll discuss.
Keep it a secret for me.
Okay, I also put the creepy Guinness guy that you already discussed. That guy was like so creepy about it. Like, but we can keep it here, right? Like, and he's like, sure.
That was a good impression of him.
It's a dead body.
Yeah.
So no. Like what? Like whatever you said. Like it was a gift from God or sent from God or something. I mean,
he's like, sure, you gotta understand this. This is like a gift from God for us. Like psycho.
Also, someone's dead. Father, son, brother,
yeah.
grandpa. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's see. Do you have any more? I have quite a few.
I have one more.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And it's about you said this earlier. Monk, trying to not be hurt again, and actually trying to learn from his mistakes and like not let people take advantage of him and stuff. But my dislike is that nothing good ever happens to Monk, and the one time he is figuring it out, it does something bad to him.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Yep, for sure. I mean that's a huge one. That's the whole I was trying to take the silver lining out of what happened to him, and that is the crappy part of what actually happened to him. So, yep. I also put that he's mean to Marge. Like, wait. He was mean to her because he accused her, like, the whole time he's accusing her when she didn't do that. She's like, he's your son. He's my neighbor. He's your son. He's my neighbor. He's your neighbor and your son. And she wasn't lying. Her son had died when he was a baby. So that sad. Obviously hurt her. He thought she was lying, and he was bringing up her son who had died. And then he says, and your scarf is itchy, and your house smells like mold. I was like, oh, that's so sad. Your house smells like mold.
He's like, your kitchen smells. No, your whole house smells like mold.
That's so sad. And then, okay, let's see. I only have 2 more. Randy shoots Togo.
Oh yeah, that was one of mine too. Wait, what happened to that?
I don't know, because I definitely...
Oh, it's right here.
Okay.
Randy was gonna save the day, darn it. You see him, he's like coming up with a gun, and he's like, oh shoot. And then he starts shooting Togo. He's like, I knew it! They become sentient! So
okay, I will say, when I watched it, I know this isn't the first time I've seen this episode, but it's been a while, so I really don't... I honestly didn't even remember if Marge was the bad guy or not. I didn't think so. But I was like, not 100% sure. I forgot about the whole Randy Ascension thing. I totally forgot what that was. And so whenever he sees the robot, I was like, oh no. And then he starts shooting it. And I was like, okay, well, like, how long is this going to go on? Like, how long is he going to shoot the robot? And he continues to shoot it over and over again. And Stottlemyre and Monk are just going ham on John Keyes. And I'm thinking, like, this screw up is almost worse than whenever he goes into the wrong hotel room. Because that's when he quits the force. Remember? He goes into that old man's hotel room. And then he's like, I'm tired of being the screw up or whatever. They turned this, like, that was a pretty big screw up. And they turned it into, like, a funny... They tried to turn it into a funny moment. And I just was, like, thinking the whole time, like, oh my gosh, like, Randy's going to feel like an idiot. You know what I mean? It made me feel like, oh crap. Like, it wasn't funny for me. It was like, that was a pretty big screw up. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. I don't know if anybody else felt that way. But because they were getting, like, John Keyes had a gun. Stottlemyre was shooting. Monk was punching the guy in the face. And Randy's just, like, turning his back to them, like, pop, 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 pop. But what I was going to say is whenever we watched it a second time, I realized how the drumsticks were moving and his mouth was moving. And it did look like John Keyes' voice was coming from him. Because he was like, put down the gun and step away. And the thing's like, how. And from the angle, it did look like
it's so
who was
creepy.
Talking to them. Because they were, like, doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Dang it, now I'm laughing about it.
It's funny.
Dang it. It was a little funny, guys. It was a little funny. But I was mostly thinking, like, Randy screwed up really big. That's what I was thinking. So.
Is that your last one?
My last one is just Monk can't get a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put why, basically what you said. He can't just have a new friend or a new relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
Without it turning into something. Mm-hmm. That's what I put. So, that's it.
I agree. He's the guy. Okay, Kandyce. I have one he's the guy, but it's not a he's the guy. It's just a guy who looks like he's the guy.
Is it the security guard?
No, but it's close.
Oh, okay.
It's the guy who owns the place.
Oh, okay.
He looks like this guy, right?
Oh.
He just reminds me of this guy.
The museum curator reminds you of that TikTok guy?
The guy who was, like, creepy.
Uh-huh.
He reminds me of this guy. And I know he doesn't look like him that much, but, like...
Okay.
Well, and then apparently he's also in Spider-Man 3. But that's because I looked him up. I was like, I know this guy, but I did not. He just...
You must have not looked him up very far then. Because he's in something you've seen before.
Other than Spider-Man 3?
Okay.
I'll show the camera what he looks like.
Okay.
This is... They cannot see this.
They cannot see that. That's reflecting off the...
I'll screenshot it and send it to you, and you can put it in
I'll put it... Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see. I have a bunch. I'll go quick. What I thought you were going to say is the security guard at the beginning, the gray-haired guy. Toby and I both thought it was Sheriff Rollins. And we were like, Sheriff Rollins? Like, both of us. And then, I guess, because we were watching it in the daytime and it was kind of dark, you know? And so we were like, Sheriff Rollins? And then we were like, no, that's not him. That's not him. So I thought that's what you were going to say. So I thought you were going to say Sheriff Rollins looked like. So, okay, I was wrong. Okay, we have Joe Hursley, who is the egg-eating guy. I looked him up because I was like, is this guy an actor or is he an egg eater? Because he was shoving those eggs like it was going out of style. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is this guy for real? Like, I thought he, might have been like, who knows? Maybe the episode could have been surrounding this egg-eating champion. Like, I don't know. So, he's an actor. He had quite a few credits, and he was known for Fast and the Furious. He's in Fast and the Furious.
Ding.
Well,
I saw that.
We've had a couple of guys lately who have been in Fast and Furious, so... Well, he was actually in Fast and Furious.
Not the Tokyo Drift.
Not the Fast and the Furious. Fast and Furious. Because there's 2 different kinds. Fast and Furious is a variation of the Fast and the Furious. Like, it's like number 5 or 6 or something. What? I didn't make up the movies. What am I supposed to do with that?
Wait, what?
It's like number 5 or something. Oh, no, it's Fast 5. But it's like number 6 or 7 or something. It's called Fast and Furious, yeah.
Did anyone else know this?
Yeah. I did.
So I've been reading it like Fast and Furious, Fast and the Furious. Because you say that and I'm like, oh yeah, Fast and Furious. And then you're like, Fast and the Furious. And I'm like, oh yeah, Fast and the Furious.
It's called The Fast and the Furious. It's the first one. Okay.
My head is about to explode right now, Kandyce.
Really? Okay. They just ran out. They were running out of names, so they just named one that. It was really dumb, but whatever.
Holy crap!
And then we also have Marcus Giamatti, who played John Keyes, and he was in an episode of Revenge, Lie to Me, House, Medium, among other things. But he's Paul Giamatti's brother, who you probably don't know who that is, but I know him. Paul Giamatti is actually, I feel like his name is more famous than like what he's in, but he's like a bald guy. We might have mentioned him before, but he's in the movie Big Fat Liar with Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes. Yeah. So he's famous, but I just thought it was interesting because when I looked him up to see what he was from, his name was Giamatti, and I was like, oh, Paul Giamatti. He's famous. So that's his brother. Okay, and then let's see. Gina Rollins, who plays Marge. She was in an episode of Numbers. And then I actually did recognize her from The Skeleton Key. I've seen that. It's a really old movie with Kate Hudson, I think. And then Hope Floats, which is a really famous movie from the 90s with Sandra Bullock, I think. And then her first credit I put, because I was like, wow, she has a lot of credits. Her first credit was in 1954. And she is, I believe she's more of a movie star, which is why I recognize her from movies. But most people are going to know her from The Notebook.
I saw that. She's
the old lady from The Notebook. Have you seen The Notebook?
I have not, but everyone talks about it in pop culture.
You should watch it when you get a girlfriend.
Is it sad?
Yeah. It is so freaking sad. Watch it when you get a girlfriend, and y'all watch it together, and then you'll cry together. Okay. That's the full experience. Honestly, that's the full experience.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how you and Toby did it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. And then you just hold each other and cry. I'm not even embarrassed because everybody knows what I'm talking about. It is so bad. It is so bad. It's so sad. It's terrible.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
I want to watch it now.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So,
girlfriend, I'm coming for you.
I have 2 more. Audrey Wasilewski, maybe. Okay. She's in a bunch of stuff. Good Girls, 911, Mindy Project, Scandal, Heart of Dixie, Last Man Standing, The Middle, Gilmore Girls, Something's Gotta Give, which is one of my favorite movies with Jack Nicholson. An episode of Columbo. How was she in Columbo? She's not that old. Did I write that down wrong? Anyway, Seventh Heaven, Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, What Women Want, which is a good movie with Mel Gibson, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and an episode of Monk. So she is in. See if you can think of it.
Mr. Monk in the Blackout.
Why? Because I say that one all the time and you've never seen it. Actually, it is one that I have mentioned before. Mr. Monk and Noah.
And
Mr. Monk and. Yeah. Were you gonna say something different?
But I can guess it.
It's a different one. Mr. Monk. She is a nurse.
Oh crap!
In
Mr. Monk. Well, who do they need nurses in? Mr. Monk and the Brooklyn guy. Mr. Monk goes to
Manhattan.
Manhattan, yeah.
No. There's actually 2 nurses, and I've mentioned the other nurse before on He's the Guy. But
what?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Do you want me to just tell you?
Yeah.
Mr. Monk and the Very, Very Old Man. I don't think you would have ever guessed it. She's in the very beginning. She's his other nurse. And they're talking about going out for the weekend, and she's like, no, we can't go out. We're all booked to work or whatever because it's his birthday. Yeah.
No.
So that's her. I knew I recognized her, and I knew I recognized her from Monk too. I was like, I think she's been on another episode, but I couldn't figure it out. If I thought about it long enough, sometimes because I can't spend like forever on these notes, just thinking. So I have to look them up. But and then the last one is the museum curator. Okay, an episode of Medium, Modern Family, Lie to Me, Frasier, Malcolm in the Middle. Oh, also his name is Mark Van. That's his real name. Okay. And he was in an episode of, guess what?
Mank.
Yep.
No way.
His name is Hal Duncan. And I saw his credit and his name was Hal Duncan. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so stupid. Hal Duncan. And I could not think of who Hal Duncan is.
Okay, I want to guess. He's one of the radio guys.
I could give you a big old hint.
Okay, give me one.
Hey, cuz. Did you miss me?
He was the director? He was just one of the actors.
He was the actor. I hope you don't mind I let myself in. And then he's doing, you'll do nothing. He does the whole thing. He's the actor. He's Hal Duncan. He's the guy that bites the apple and he dies. Did everybody else know that? Leave it in the comments.
Best episode. How did we forget?
I know. I felt so stupid. And I knew I was like, Hal Duncan. And it's hard for me because I know most of the names of the bad guys because I have to write them.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, Hal Duncan, man, that's a big one. That's got to be a big one. And it was in Mr. Monk Goes to the Theater.
That's like our favorite one.
It's so good. I can't believe that. So, 2 Monk people. I feel like I'm going to have to start looking up every actor on there now to see if they've ever been in Monk before. Because, man, this is getting like every single episode. They've been an episode of Monk. They've been an episode of Monk every single time. So
For real.
For real.
Oh, and that guy also looks like the person on screen. Now, I'm going to send the picture to you.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay, let's move on to Junk Time. Okay.
Welcome back to my favorite time on years in the show where I get junk and Kandyce gets ask me questions.
Okay,
and now she has a Zagnut.
I want to try this. Oh yeah, this totally looks like a Chica stick.
Ew. Ew.
Chica sticks are really good though.
My moon pie wasn't even that good. I'll say it. And the sweater was itchy.
You're not my brother. Again. Okay, ready? Don't get it on the carpet. Just put the whole thing. Don't bite it because it's going to crumble everywhere.
Kandyce.
What? Just
a
do
girl
it.
just asked me to watch a movie with her.
The Notebook? Question mark?
I'm going to send her that. The Notebook?
She's going to think you like her.
No, because yesterday we were talking about watching a movie together.
Eat that, is good. Mmm.
The Notebook?
Okay, it is like a Chica stick, but it's way more peanut buttery.
What is this texture? It doesn't taste bad.
It's coconut. It's a coconut. It's a gritty coconut texture. I'm not a big fan of coconut, personally, but I like Chica sticks. So, this is pretty dang good. I'm not going to lie. Okay.
She said, are we going to watch the movie? I said, The Notebook, ? And she said, bro, what? The Notebook, ? Yeah. It's good, apparently.
It's good to watch with a girl. I'll be your shoulder to cry on.
I'm not saying that. It's good, apparently.
Okay, so we talked about this challenge before.
Oh, no. What is this?
And we're going to do it now.
Here's a 72-ounce steak.
No, I have all this
Oh, my gosh.
coconut
Is
on
it
my
the
desk.
Chubby Bunny?
It's close. Okay, go get it because I can't get out.
What is it?
Go right around the corner. Right there, there's a little plate. Bring us the little plate.
I'm scared, Kandyce. There's a live cat on there. You eat it.
Noah with me eating animals. I'm not eating Hoppy. Like, what?
Oh, gosh.
We're doing it.
What?
We're doing it.
I'm not doing this. Kandyce. I need butter. And
You
stat.
can't eat butter.
What the?
Really, bro?
I dropped one.
You don't get... Okay, guys.
I'll eat it.
The saltine challenge. Okay? The challenge is you have to eat 6 saltines in 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Do you have your drink? Okay. We need a timer. Get your phone.
Oh gosh.
Do you want-
Oh gosh. Kandyce, I'm gonna throw up.
What? It's not a throw upable thing. It's supposed to be like, because it's so hard to eat the pithiness of it. It's not like you're gonna throw up.
I want to record it and then just wait till it gets to a minute. Huh?
Okay, that's fine.
Good idea.
All right, guys. Are you ready? Try it with us at home. Go get your saltines and come back.
Are we allowed to drink water?
I mean, you can, but it takes your... Well, actually, I don't know if you can. It would take your minute, though. Okay, are you ready?
It would be a part of the minute. I'm not going to be able to do it.
Okay.
I am so full right now.
But again, it's not about being full. Like, I'm kind of full, but not to eat crackers. The whole... Think of it as a challenge. It's not like how much can you eat? It's how fast you can eat them. Like, can you eat the pithy crackers?
Yeah, but I just ate. So I'm not...
You ate like one bite of moon pie, so...
Not that, before.
Oh my gosh, Noah.
Wait, I
Do
had
it for
a pizza.
the people.
I had a pizza, a gigantic lasagna, bread.
Okay, guys,
I had so much.
Wherever you are, go. Noah, do it, do it,
do it. Okay,
do it.
I feel...
Okay, he's getting
Thank
hype, guys.
you.
He's getting hype. He's getting hype.
Rocky Balboa.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I need water. Ready?
I'm getting nervous.
You're gonna smoke me, kids. Everyone's gonna think I'm a dainty little girl. I'm a dainty little princess. I can't even finish. Guys, if I don't finish it, it's because... Wait, do we have any
So
more?
60 seconds and there's 6. So you have to eat one
Every
per 10 seconds.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad, right? Okay.
That's not that bad.
I could be looking up the challenge wrong too, so... But
They're like one every 6 seconds.
like you're supposed to eat 60 in 10 seconds. Okay, are you ready?
Wait till it turns red and it says the 1 second. Okay?
Okay.
There we go.
Don't get it on the carpet. Do it on the desk. On the desk. This is not looking good. You have to get food though. Oh my god. This is not gonna happen.
I'm doing all of No.
There's no way. This is not.
I'm doing all of it. I'm going all in, Kandyce. 10 seconds on the clock. Hey!
Don't get it on the carpet. Don't get it on the carpet. It's so bad. No.
I'm gonna choke.
Oh my god. Was it stuck in your throat and you it's stuck right there and you can't laugh? You're just inhaling it. Holy moly.
That was so dangerous.
I was dangerous. I'm choking and crying.
Oh, that was terrible.
We're at the 2-minute mark and I have 2 crackers left. And
Really?
Noah has a pile of mess.
I literally I grabbed all of them and I ate half of them.
That's probably about 2 crackers worth right there.
It took us 2 minutes to do all that.
And I didn't even... I have 2 left. Whew. Wow.
I literally felt like I was about to throw up after the first one.
Well, honestly, looking at the clock was like, when we did the math, I have to do this in 10 seconds. I was eating 2 at a time at 20 seconds. I wasn't even close to swallowing those. And so I was like, uh-oh. And then when like watching the clock, like, wait, I'm supposed to have it done. No, not gonna happen. Holy moly. That was something else. Okay. Well, you're welcome to try that. If you want to try that.
I started laughing immediately. I screwed it up.
I wasn't even laughing. I started laughing because I was nowhere near being done and I was about to choke.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that was really interesting. That was crazy. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. You could literally play that back and see, like, the food. Like, I guess we're laughing because I go, Hillberry play. And then I put them all in my mouth. And then we're laughing. And then I choke them all out. And then more comes out of my mouth. It's so gross, Candace.
Okay, I have one last question.
Okay, sorry.
If you could enter a food eating contest, which food would it be?
Oh, gosh.
Have you seen the hot dog ones where they...
Yeah, it's disgusting.
What do? They get a piece of bread wet. They soak a piece of bread. Oh wait, because did they have to eat the hot dog buns too?
Yeah.
So they
soak the bread so that way it's easier to go down.
It slides down their gullet better, as Michael Scott would say. But you definitely wouldn't want to do a food that you liked eating because then I feel like you wouldn't enjoy eating it anymore, right?
I did that with avocados whenever you came over.
You had a food eating
last week, you came over and we had like 50 avocados.
Oh yeah, because by the time dinner rolled around, neither of us wanted bacon or avocados.
It was so gross.
Yeah, because of the BLTs we ate. They know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that'd be easy to eat. Not anything like that. Like cookies, pithy stuff. That's way too hard, man.
It was disgusting.
That was way too hard.
I could eat grapes. Grapes are good.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Probably like cheese. Like, you know, the little cheese blocks?
Oh, that's true, but cheese would get really filling really fast.
Yeah.
Grapes, I feel like fruit is better. Mm-hmm. Fruit doesn't get you as full. That's a really good one. I like that one. Or what if it's a fruit and cheese competition? And you have to eat the fruit and cheese together.
That wouldn't be that bad.
That actually sounds really good. We need to have that as a snack one day. That sounds really good. Note to selves.
And cheese. Oh, those cheese blocks are to die for.
Those are super good. All right. That was a very interesting junk time. It took a turn, but we're here. We survived. And
barely.
Now it is time to move on to...
Plot holes.
All right. Do you have any? How many do you have? What's the scoop? What's the skinny?
I have Trace.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Oh, wait. No, I do not. I was thinking my dislikes. You go first.
Okay. This is also from the very, very old man. It's kind of a callback, whatever. Randy's theory. So remember, the very, very old man gets murdered. Mm-hmm. And Randy's theory is that somebody else, who's the second oldest man, murdered him so that he could claim the record. And then Stottlemyre gives him a hard time, and he's like, oh, maybe the fat twins on the motorcycles killed him. Maybe we should check them out. But Stottlemyre comes up with that theory, and he's like, who would be mad at Togo the robot? And he's like, oh, there's a guy who is a human egg eater who's jealous of him and says it should be him in the museum. And so Stottlemyre's like, okay, well, let's go with that theory then. Like, he totally dissed Randy's theory about a record holder stealing, and now he's totally on board with it. So, Randy's theory, making a comeback. Good? Yeah? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. This is another one. Monk was wrong again. Mm-hmm. Remember we talked about how, me and Denise, when we did the summation episode, we talked about how Mr. Monk gets hypnotized. He was wrong because he says, like, oh, she saw his hiney and he died of embarrassment, and it was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He was wrong about this one. He has this whole summation where Marge is sitting with John Keyes on the couch, and they're planning it out in black and white, and they have the paper and everything. That was totally wrong. Mm-hmm. He was totally wrong. It's good, right? The movie? Mm-hmm. I told you it was good. Okay, do you want to give me one?
Mm-hmm. So, say I am about to rob this jewelry store, and you are like, Noah? Is that you? Why would you say that? No. It's like, hey bro, it's okay, you can take off the mask. I won't tell anybody. It's like, yeah, you will. First of all, and now you know who I am.
Oh, that's true. But also, he probably was planning on killing him anyway because he knew who. You wouldn't go. I wouldn't go in robbing you thinking you weren't going to recognize me. Like, oh well, if he doesn't recognize me, then I won't kill him. He's going to recognize me. I went in there to kill him.
That's a lie. Then he would have just shot him on the spot.
He did. He walked up to him and shot him.
No. You're like, give me all the money, put it in the bag. And then he's like, and the jewels are right there, I know. And he's like, wait, what? You work here, don't you? And he's like, John, is that you? And he's like,
I feel like more of the plot hole was that he should have been wearing a mask. He wasn't wearing a mask, was he?
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was wearing a mask. I'm not remembering the scene then. He was wearing a mask and
he's wearing a ski mask, yeah.
And then he
takes it off and then shoots him.
Oh, does he ask him before, John, is that you? And then he takes it off?
Yeah.
Oh,
he might have shot him and then took it off. I don't really know. And it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. Then what's the question?
The question is, why would you confront the person who's trying to kill you and be like... I guess you could try and talk it out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now that you pointed out that he has a ski mask on, now I understand your question. Yeah, that's stupid.
Like...
Yeah.
Hey, I know who you are. Like...
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm an idiot, and I'm just going to put the stuff in the bag.
Okay, yeah.
And you're going to leave, and then you're not going to touch me.
For sure. Yes. Very stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I was picturing it of how he looked just normal, and he went in there. I was like, I don't understand. But yes, the ski mask. That puzzle piece is coming together. Okay. All right. Let's see. Another callback. The Mayflower Movers.
No way.
Yeah, at the end, remember? When she's moving, the big green truck, they're walking by it, and Marge says to the guy, oh, be careful with that, it's fragile. Which is the same thing Monk said before. Aww. Be careful, where's the smoke? But my point was, remember we were talking about why would the Mayflower people allow them to say, like imply that they weren't doing their jobs right. And they did it again. Marge is like, oh, be careful with that, it's fragile. And it's like, these poor Mayflower people, it's not good for them.
No.
They're not getting a great reputation.
We talked about how we saw it, right?
Yeah. And they did the same, storyline. Like, oh, they're movers. And they're not careful.
Yeah.
Basically. So, yeah.
That's like being like, oh, let's solve this thing on American Airlines. Oh, they did that with the yacht. Where they were mad because Carnival or something was mad because...
exactly. They wouldn't let them do it. Mayflower's like, who cares? Just put our truck in it.
I know.
Say whatever you want. Make one of our guys the killer. It's like them all hired assassins. They're all coming out of the truck in ski masks. And then they all take them off and then shoot everyone.
Because that's literally like Mayflower. That's the one thing you do. You move things for people. So it's like, oh, American Airlines, yeah. And then the pilot drives the plane to the ground and he was the murderer. Like, what?
Now I kind of see where the yacht people were coming from. Like, yeah, the cruise. They're not yachts. The cruise ship. Yeah, the cruise yachts. I was totally on board. I'm like, all those...
On board?
Those Toby, insert. Oh my gosh. Okay. This actually kind of sort of is similar to yours. If Marge was in on it, why would she have shown them her brooch? She was like, oh, this brooch. See? I have this brooch. Look at this picture where it's really small and I'm wearing it right here. Look, it's the same. Like, she was essentially like connecting herself to the crime. Like, why would you do that? If you had done it. That was a red flag for me. I was like, I don't think Marge did it, because why would she say that? And so I wrote it down. I was like, why would she show the brooch if she was guilty?
I don't get what the brooch had anything to do with the episode.
I think it was for her to get her photos out and go, see, look, that's me with the brooch. Then there was a picture of her and her son. And so Monk goes, wait, let me see that picture. And he looks at the little baby and goes, oh, he has a birthmark on his face, like John Keyes. And she's like, oh, yeah, I guess he does. Small world. And he's like, he's your son. It was all for her to get her pictures out. But that's why I was saying, like, why would she even ever get her pictures out to show John Keyes and to show the brooch? Why would she do that? That would just be stupid.
First of all, I forgot that he had a birthmark, and I still do not recognize it. Because I remember being like, he had a birthmark? I'm going to check it out. And then remembering.
Yeah. I think when they're saying birthmark, I think they're talking about a mole.
Yeah.
So not like a big, huge birthmark that you... Like, did I miss that? Yeah, no, it was like a mole. Yeah.
Like, what's your face?
I have moles on my face. Like,
the supermodel. Who wished her face was sculpted. If she was able to sculpt the face, then it would be the same but without the mole.
Who is?
Cara.
You're close.
Danvers.
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford. Yeah. That's basically the same thing.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have any more? You had one, right?
Yeah, I tried.
Okay. I'll just say one, because the other one is too complicated to explain, but...
okay. You idiot.
Randy didn't see the commotion of them fighting. He was, like, shooting, and he's like, bah, 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 and they're, like, right here, fighting and shooting guns and stuff. That was also part of my dislike. I was like, that's pretty hard to believe. That's pretty hard to believe.
I get what you're saying.
So, let's see.
Just explain it. I want to know. I want to know.
No, it's not hard to explain, but I was thinking about the mixed vegetables. Did he eat the mixed vegetables because they were supposed to be mixed vegetables, or did they eat them? Did he eat them because she told him to eat them? You know what I mean? Like, because mixed vegetables is a thing. They're supposed to be mixed.
It wasn't like... I get what you're saying.
It wasn't
like was it because of her, or was it because she was like, no, these are supposed to be like that?
Yeah.
Like, they taste like that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it was... Because Monk is eating mixed vegetables, I believe. With his dad.
I think he splits them up because he says eat your carrots.
Yeah, at the diner. That's what I remember. He splits them up.
Yeah, he splits them up. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He splits them up.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next thing.
Next segment.
We're like, no, he split them up. Okay, he split them up.
Yeah, he splits them up. No, he splits them up. Oh, he splits them up.
I was talking about...
he splits them up, yeah.
What were you talking about? I forgot.
He splits them up?
Because you were like...
That's what we were talking about.
Duh.
Oh, okay. You were asking.
No, like, because you're talking about how if it's her doing it or the fact that it was mixed, so it was her doing it.
Yeah.
Not the fact that it was mixed. Next question.
Okay. My other question was, how long would you stay at a stoplight? A crosswalk that didn't turn.
If there was no one there, 10 seconds.
Yeah, he says, how about we don't do your plan and we give it another half hour? So, yeah. Oh, that's a crazy moment. So, you want to move on to? How crazy was Monk this episode?
Plus crazy moments.
Okay, out of 10, what?
I already know what it is. I don't know why I'm unlocking my phone. Out of 10, pirates.
10 pirates? Really? I thought for sure you were going to say 10 stakeout scarves.
Aw, that's good.
That's cute, right?
That is good.
I also put out of 10 golden egg trophies. And out of 10 hard candies. Because she ate his candy. Remember? She gives him a hard candy like an old lady does.
Oh, yeah.
And then Natalie's like, you ate her candies. You like her.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cute. And he's like, no, stop it. She's like, what?
No,
It's cute. You ate her candy. So yeah, I have a plethora of choices. I like them all. Which one did you like?
Out of all of those? Mm-hmm. I like the egg eating trophies. That was good. Well, mine
Golden eggs
actually doesn't matter because I'm going with the 0 out of 10. Never before seen.
I thought the scale was on from a 1 to 10.
Over 10.
How can it be 0?
Oh my gosh. 0.000001.
And also, we didn't plus crazy moment. So.
Oh my gosh. Just go.
But, very, very short list. Okay? He thinks Natalie's up to something.
That's not crazy.
His disagreement with the don't walk sign. Okay?
That was crazy. Dang it.
Another half hour. Whenever... I don't know if you got this reference. Whenever he says... He tells John Keyes, like, hey, knock it off. Marge is a friend of mine. Stop drumming. And he's like, okay. And he's like, all right then. Then he goes back to tell Marge. And she's like, oh, you're like an old John Wayne. And he's like, yeah.
Except I don't use a gun. Or except I don't need a gun.
Yeah, John Wayne needed a gun, though. And she's like, yeah. And then he's like, he does a snap. And then he's like, I don't reckon he'll be bothering you again. And then walks off. But you know who John Wayne is, right?
No.
No?
No, it sounds famous.
He's like an old famous cowboy. Like he's been in like a billion movies. He's like an old Western. My Mimi loves John Wayne, anything with John Wayne. Like I Love Lucy. You know how old I Love Lucy is? Like 40s, 50s. He was on there. Like he was famous and he does like a little cameo on there. And she does this whole thing where he has his footprints at the Chinese theater. You know how they have the footprints there or whatever with their handprints? Oh, yeah. And she steals his footprints from Grauman's Chinese theater, yeah. And this is a whole, like, thing. And John Wayne has to go because Ricky and John Wayne, like, they meet. And then so John Wayne does the footprints again for him. And he's like, so Lucy doesn't get arrested. And he's like, oh, thanks, John, old man, you know. And then Lucy thinks it's a fake replica. She's like, oh my gosh, look what Ricky tried to do. Look what Ricky and Fred did. This is just terrible. And like marks all the cement out. And then her and Ethel make their own set of prints. Yeah, it's a whole, I think it's like a 2-parter too. It's really good. So yes, John Wayne is really famous for more than I Love Lucy, but I love Lucy. So let's see. He forgot to wash his hands. It was like an uncrazy. It was crazy for Monk.
I should take away at least like 2 of them.
And then he's not famous. He's just acclaimed. Remember? She sees his name in the newspaper.
Oh, yeah!
He's like, you're famous. He's like, I don't know about famous. Just acclaimed, maybe. And then the last one is not even crazy. He speaks from his heart at the end.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I spoke from my heart. And he's like, stupid Natalie. You told me to do that. So, yeah, I put 1.
I put 0. And I stand by that claim.
Since it's not a rating, I rate this episode, I'll allow. Okay. Okay. And we're moving on.
I just wanted to see what he said. Don't reckon they'll be bothering you again. And then he's like, don't reckon they'll be bothering you again. He's like, I'll just have Natalie come pick me up.
Yes. Like he's this big strong man. He's like, just waiting for Natalie. It's so funny. That's good. I forgot about that. All right, Toby, last segment. Rate this episode. Okay, I want you to definitely go first.
Really?
Yes.
No. Kandyce, I told you about this already.
Why?
I need you to go first, so that way I can maybe change or differ mine. Here,
How about, look, what if we take turns choosing who goes first? Because sometimes I like to go first. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I like you to go first.
So I'll go first in the choosing, and you can go first.
But, okay, I feel like you liked this episode. Did you like this episode, or did you...
No, I liked it.
Okay, so you might want to go first to convince me to like this episode better.
Oh, no, you didn't like this episode?
Yeah. That's what I want to hear what you have to say before I give out a score that you're going to be like, no.
Okay. This episode reminds me a lot of Mr. Monk and the Kid with Monk and Marge, and they make that huge connection, and it actually ends up not actually trying to hurt Monk, which is good, and have Monk having people in his lives who care about him. Good, right? So that's good. And the whole Togo, crime, all of that, pretty genius. And it's like, it's just, how do you think of that? One of those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, that's such a genius writing moment, right? And then, yeah, it was just a good episode. It was just overall, like, I only had one plot hole about it, which, I guess you had like 3, but it was a good episode. Monk was normal, very normal, and it was just one of those episodes wherever Monk makes like someone, like a connection, like about Trudy, but it's not like he doesn't say it. It's just like he's Trudy, like his replacement, but not really his replacement. Thank you. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 isn't even that good, but...
Okay, what if we do a first? What if I tell you what I have to say, and then you guess what my score is based on... Okay. Oh, I felt this was a misintentioned filler episode.
Whoa.
Okay. Maybe. Usually in relationship-based episodes, we see more story, like Mr. Monk and the other brother. There's a little bit more story to it. Or The Biggest Fan. There's more comedy, like The Biggest Fan, right? Or more heart to it, like The Kid, or Makes a Friend.
Brother? No, Other Brother was comedy. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say more heart, like Makes a Kid. Whoa, Mr. Monk. Whoa. The uncut After Dark version of Monk. Cannot mix those titles, just so you know. Okay, Mr. Monk makes a friend or has a kid. Wait, no. I messed up again. Mr. Monk makes a friend or Mr. Monk and the kid. Okay, it's getting late.
Mr. Monk makes a kid.
I can't wait to watch that back. Mr. Monk makes a kid. Wait. No. Okay, I'll continue. I didn't think that this episode hit any of these things well enough to be impactful. Story, comedy, or heart. Really? Probably my least favorite Stottlemyre-Randy story. Also, okay. I think that the case was weak. I felt the story was slow. It was slow building. It was slow, and then also ended really fast. Like the story never went anywhere. It was cute and sweet, but just all right.
.25. What is it?
That's pretty much it.
What was it?
It was a 6. It was a 10.6, but I had 6, but that's lower than Mr. Monk is Underwater. And
That is the biggest lie I've ever... I'm changing it to a 10.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I have to.
You can't do that, for one.
Okay, me and you both know Mr. Monk is Underwater is trash, which is why you compared it to it. Because you were like, that's lower than Mr. Monk is Underwater, and that's bad. Mr. Monk is Underwater is literally one of the worst Monk episodes I've ever seen. Do you remember how many times I fell asleep watching that episode?
Well, for one,
About 4.
My fault. Okay. But, and this is why I think I'm going to change it to equal to that episode. Because if I had to choose, if I wanted to watch one of those episodes again, it would be Mr. Monk and the Lady Next Door.
Thank you.
But I think that the other episode is way funnier than this one. I thought both of the crimes were both weak. So, I think I might just make them the same score. Like, because I think I did 6.5. So I think I just give it 6.5 and then your rating will even it out. Because if I had to choose, if I had to watch this, look, but listen to this too. If I had to choose whether to watch Mr. Monk Falls in Love or this episode, I would watch Falls in Love again.
No. That's a lie.
And I rated that one a 7. So where do I go? There's no more room to move. So I feel like I could go above, but I don't know if I could go Falls in Love. I don't know.
Falls in Love was not as good as this. That hit home, Candyce. I was about to cry watching this episode like 3 times. So good. Togo part was a little weird, but egg eating part a little weird. But
it's rough.
Togo and egg eating were the only 2 points that I had to knock off, which is why I got 8. But other than that, this episode was so good.
I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. I'm torn. I really am. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I'll officially, I'm going on the record. 10 point, obviously, but 6.75. I'm going to go in between Underwater and Falls in Love.
Whoa.
But your ratings for those were way lower, so it should bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
But and I know that you want the score to be better, but just thinking of comparatively, once we look at the list at the end, I don't think this will be one of our more top episodes anyway. No matter what.
I think so.
We've had 10s, we've had 9s and stuff, so I don't think that this would have been that up there anyway, personally. I wouldn't want to see this in the top half.
Really?
So, yeah. I mean,
well, maybe I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, that was gut-wrenching for me. I don't know. It was
a really good episode.
I feel lots of ways about it, but I don't know.
I cannot wait
this
for
is getting
the
harder.
Next episode.
Obviously, this rating is getting much harder.
Yeah.
Because there's consequences for our actions. And
we go to the end and we're like, that did not make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. We're done. It's late. We got to go put Toby to bed. Mm-hmm. He gets sleepy.
He's already asleep. Toby. Oh my gosh. Did you not notice that? He's been asleep for like 20 minutes.
He did the transitions. 2 minutes ago.
No. That was like, okay. Whenever it's like 20 minutes ago, it's like 5 minutes ago. But.
Oh, okay.
He literally, because remember when we were laughing about this? Mm-hmm. The whole saltine cracker thing? Mm-hmm. I woke him up. Oh. It woke him up, and then he had to do the transition, and then has been just falling in and out of sleep every time we laugh. Have you not been seeing him?
No.
He's been like...
Thanks for listening, Toby. Thanks.
I know.
At least you guys were listening. Thank you, YouTube Nation. Thank you. Does people say, is that a thing? Did I make that up?
YouTube Nation! No, people say that, but no. It just sounds like something people would say, but people do not say that.
I feel like people say things, I repeat them, and then Noah's like, nobody says that anymore because he doesn't want me to say them. I think that's what happens. So, thank you, YouTube Nation.
Kandyce called someone thirsty earlier today. That was not happy. Yeah, that's right. I said it.
Well, he was making it seem like it was a bad word. Is it a bad word or not? Girl, you thirsty.
Gosh!
I've heard people say that all the time.
That's not a bad word, but it's not a good word.
Okay.
I'd say it's more
I wasn't using it as a good word, but I'm... It wasn't a compliment when I said it.
Girl, you're so thirsty.
I think I used it right, but he was making it seem like, don't say that. Don't say that. And I was like, oh, is that a bad word? And he was like, I don't know. Just don't say it. I was like, I think he just doesn't want me to say it.
I don't.
Okay,
just
fine.
Stop.
Bye, all you thirsty people. Noah's dying inside. Okay.
Stop.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Junk Monk Podcast. We'd love to hear from you, so please give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, follow us at Junk Monk Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
If you want to know more about Kandyce, she's at Hardens and Hardhats on Instagram. And if you want to know more about me, Noah L., subscribe to my vlog, Noah Hernandez, on YouTube. Also, you can leave us a voicemail at 323-366-0477 with your questions, comments, or just to show us some love.
Don't forget to catch up on Monk with Amazon Prime Video, and of course, subscribe to our show.
You'll thank me later.